Welcome, everybody. We are back to do a Leia tier list. I swear we know how to do other stuff besides make lists. This is just a lot of fun, and it's a really good vehicle for discussion. So we have 16 Leias here from the Decipher era as well as the virtual format, and we're going to put them all in. We kind of had some criteria here. So S is an auto-include, and D is just stone cold unplayable. Steve, it's always great to have you on, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for agreeing to do this video with me. I think this is our fourth one.
So yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Keep
and
going.
there are 16 personas of Leia across the Decipher era and virtual, which might be the highest number of personas of any character. We'll find out, but I think stands a good chance to be the highest.
Yeah. Well, I actually think that all of if I had to rank them on like a macro level, I think hers are like outliers. Like there's very good ones and there's very bad ones.
Right.
And there's very few that are like in the middle-ish.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, is this total garbage or is this pretty good? So we're starting off with Premier Leia.
Yep.
I will also read the game text because I know these are hard to read. So we have a Leia Organa, who is a Power 3, Ability 3. She adds 1 to each power of rebel present with her at a Death Star site. That's crap. Diplomatic immunity. That's funny. They have this kind of diplomatic immunity to attrition, less than 2. Not great. The big thing about her is she is a spy. Deploy 3, power forfeit 6. And a spy early on was like really good because you could go all over the place.
But she's not even the best spy in Premiere, I don't think. I think that's best in Premiere is my Moma Nadon because he's an alien and so therefore can't be scanning crewed. I'm at a C on Leia Organa, I'm sorry to say. If we're talking about Decipher era as a whole, she's just like not very good at all. And because there's better Leias, you're going to default to other spies most of the time. So yeah, sorry, she doesn't do enough.
I in my head had her pictured being better than that, and then I read the game text and I was like, oh, never mind, we're going. But in my head, I was like, oh yeah, I remember playing this card. But yeah, I actually agree with you after reading the game text. Not great. The spy thing is fine. All right, next we have the crappiest of the crappy ones. Power 2, Ability 2. Kind of a cool picture, but that's about it.
The picture is cool. It's actually a better picture than the Leia Organa picture, I think. Very classic, very retro. But no, she does nothing. She might as well just be a unplayable advertisement card that they gave her for free to promote the game, which is basically what the jetpack was. So
yeah.
Sorry.
All right, let's go into Princess Leia. This is the Cloud City one. Deploys only at Cloud City or Hoth. She's a Power 3, Ability 4, Deploy 4, Forfeit 7. So okay stats. Adds 1 anything she pilots. That's terrible. She may deploy on Cloud City or Hoth, or moves or react to the same site as Han or Luke, immune to attrition less than 3. I don't think this is a very good card.
No, I'm afraid still C. Yeah, I ran her in the recent Premier Cloud City and event, and it was okay. Sometimes I trained her as a Jedi to test 1. I had her do that react thing once to surprise somebody. That one time it worked really well because nobody remembered that she could do that, and that caught somebody by surprise. But no, she doesn't do appreciably more than the Premier Leia, and she loses the spy, and I guess gains the ability 4 for Destiny draws. No, not. She's worse than other ability 4 characters that you might want to run. So yeah. Just worse than all of the ability 4, like from special edition, like Melas and people like that. So no.
The next, we're going to get some hate for this because then this is a fan favorite card. But Princess Leia Organa from Jabba's Palace, Power 3, Ability 4. Deploy cost is asterisk. Deploys free as an escorted captive of Jabba or bounty hunter, while a captive opponent's unique aliens at same side or forfeit -2 if released. Retrieve 5/4 immune to attrition less than 2. The problem with this, unless you're playing in like a constructed dual deck format, like why would your opponent be running Jabba or a bounty hunter, right? Like,
yeah, you just, I mean, Court's a good deck, but you can't guarantee that your opponent's running that. It's never been like a tier, like such a dominant meta deck that you're going to face it. So it's a D. Yeah, I mean, if you're running this in your deck, it's not because of the game text.
Yeah.
So no, there's no reason why there should be an oversized card of this or a foil. But
it's
we all
just
know why.
It's just not good. Okay.
No.
Moving on to Princess Organa. Also, this the Leia variations really trip me up because it's like Princess Leia Organa, Princess Organa. That
Yeah.
it's just
It's like
very
you're trying to
close.
guess the password by typing in every combination of her name.
No, that's right. So she is from Special Edition, deploys
Mhm.
3s, forfeit 7, power 3, ability 3, and her game text while at a rebel base location subtracts 1 from opponent's force trains at related locations. That's okay, pretty good. Once during each of your deploy phases, may deploy 1 Leia of Alderaan, Reflections, or Leader of ability less than 3 to same location for reserve deck. So she has a nice little pull. And I think a lot of rebel leaders you can pull are, you could probably get like General Riken out or a couple other guys.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a no on this one. Sorry. I think she's a C. Like I think the subtracting 1 from opponent's fortune related locations is basically only useful against Walker Garrison because I have her on Hoth at like one of the Echo sites,
Yeah.
and then but again, like this is one of those things where there's no meta in which your opponent's gonna be running Walker Garrison and you're gonna run lights at Hoth sites and stalk her. Even then, if your opponent's pulling off Walker Garrison, starting 1 from there, that is not going to save you the game. So the only cool thing about her is in foil, her necklace really shines and pops. So
Yeah.
I can recommend that, but that's about it.
I 100% agree. So I think we're seeing what I described as this like sort of like accumulation on the margins here. So you have like lots of like C's and D's, and I think we're about to get into some
The
of the
first 3 years of this game, there was not a good version of Leia. It's really surprising.
Yeah. All right, we're moving on to Leia with Blaster Rifle,
Yep.
which is just a fantastic card.
Yeah.
It's power 3 ability for 4 to deploy, 6 forfeit, adds 1 to anything she pilots, it's whatever. Adds Battle Destiny 8 with Han. That is so good.
Yes. Yes.
Permanent weapon is her blaster, target hit, and forfeit 0 of Destiny plus 1 is greater than defense value.
Yeah. Super versatile card. I mean, the first thing about her is that this is the Leia you run on Super Falcon. So you got Captain Han Solo, adds 1 Battle Destiny. She gives you the overability 4. There's 2 second Destiny, plus 1 with Han. There's your 3rd Destiny. So put those together, you get 3 Destinies. That's insane. And then you got shenanigans you can do with Punch It for add Han, add more Destinies. I know can play her for free or add more Destinies. Yeah, this is she's so good. And then versatile, we could play her on the ground and just play her as like a typical blast rifle EPP if you want. Drawing Destiny and hitting people.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this card.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why the EPP, like this card is like twice as expensive as Vader.
Yeah, I think she's the best EPP period from Decipher era, definitely.
All right, next we have Daughter of Skywalker. This is where I'm going to put her. We can debate this. I really like this card.
Yeah. I'm an A on her too. I think that's right. I'm an A on her. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so she's a bit expensive. 7 to deploy, 8 forfeit, but deploys -3 to Tritium, Endor, or Dagobah. Endor or Dagobah, we want to put her.
Yep.
And she can be targeted instead of Luke by mind what you've learned. While at exterior sight adds 1 force icon, which is nice, and then intersection less than 4.
Yeah, so she's an A for me because she goes in any scout build, and she goes in mind what you've learned if you're trying to train past like test 1 or 2. Then you'll run her because she's got the good ability, and she can be targeted by all the same things Luke can. So yeah, she's great. Adding that extra force icon is a nice early game bump because with mind what you've learned, you'll be able to pull her from your deck, and it's effectively like giving you like an extra sight, then extra Dagobah sight in terms of like force activation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's just like a good card. I actually don't know what the virtual card does, so I'm gonna be curious to read that. But,
different things, yeah.
I really like the foil version as well. That's one that I proudly run in one of my decks. Okay, we have next moving on to this little I don't even know what this one's called.
Boosh.
Can't figure out how to spell it.
It has 2 H's at the end. BOUSHH.
So this is a 6 deploy, 7 forfeit. Deploy -2 on Tatooine or Coruscant as an undercover spy. While undercover at an opponent's site, prevents opponent from modifying or canceling your first force drains at opponent's related sites, immune attrition less than 3. I've actually never really run this card before.
I don't think anybody has, unfortunately. The problem with her is that, like, if her name was not Leia, if she was actually just a character named Bouche, she'd be a solid undercover spy, like the best one of the best spies Eliza has. But the problem is, in every deck that you want to run her, you want to run an actual Leia that's doing something. So yeah, she's very expensive and only reducible on Tatooine or Coruscant. When only gets into a 4, which isn't super cheap. But yeah, the thing about preventing your fortune from being modified or canceled, that's pretty cool. But it's such a hit not being able to run Leia. So I think it has to be a C.
Yeah, I agree. I've never thought of including it. Oh man, we have another bad one coming up here.
Yeah.
Maybe she could be. So we're moving on from Bouche to the prisoner one. Grab the game text here.
Right. Yeah. I can read the game just before I give you my thoughts on her.
So power 4, ability 3, rest. Deploys only. Rescue the princess on table. May not be transferred while imprisoned. Adds 2 to your force drains here. For remainder of the game, your objective can be placed out of play. And if Leia not on table flips, sometimes I amaze myself. It's basically trying to pair her with an objective, which is not very good.
Well, I think Rescue the Princess goes from being a bad objective to a tier 2 objective once this card is printed. So I would put her probably at a C because that deck doesn't see a ton of play, but is that, I think we talked about this when we did rated objectives. If you can make that work, the 7th side is awesome. So it's kind of a fun puzzle to try to like exactly do the right movements with lift tubes and stuff to make it. Anyway, that's a whole other video on that objective. But yeah, so you'd run her in that deck and it makes the deck better. So I guess I would say a C, but yeah, not more than that.
All right. This is probably the broken card era. So this is I'm trying to remember, Rebel Princess.
Yeah, really a Rebel Princess. Yeah.
It's like they just went into this like such an overcorrect land where it's like, oh, it's not really a good Leia. Let's make an insanely good Leia.
Yeah. And because, fans want the slave Leia, that's got to be the picture.
Yeah, so deploy 4, forfeit 7, power 3, ability 4, so it gets her own destiny. Twice per game, may place top card of Lost Pile on reserve deck to cancel 4 straight up related site. That's very good.
Yes.
Unless opponent's non-alien character here, opponent total ability at site equals 0.
Ooh, yeah, that is really good because it's situational, but it's situationally so good that it turns off. Really makes my Court and my kind of scum really struggle if she hits the table.
Immune to attrition less than 5 with Luke, Han, or Jabba. It's just like
yeah.
Very
cancel the force drains at related sites. So you can just put her somewhere and then cancel that giant force drain that they're doing with, I don't know, Vader and his lightsaber somewhere else twice. And canceling it's only twice, but it's twice is enough to swing a game. And getting a card back each time is great.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Opponent's total ability at the same time. So I don't got to get a death. Okay. But yeah, just very good card and no upkeep notably. So a little surprise there, but.
Yep. Which means you can use this card in Classic No-V, whereas the maintenance ones you can't. So just something to think about if you want to play in Classic No-V events in the future.
All right, we're moving into our virtual cards. So there's 6 virtual Leias here. The first one's Daughter of Skywalker. I'm just going to set her here while I read the game text.
Yep.
So she is deploy 4, 8, forfeit 8, power 4, ability 5. While an Endor site adds 1 force icon here during battle, may target one opponent's character present, draw destiny. If destiny is greater than ability, target is power -2, and game text is canceled. That is somewhat good. Your scouts are immune to sniper. You are beaten at an attrition less than 4. Trying to make Rebel Strike Team better, I think. Right?
I'm feeling B on her because you're basically taking the original Daughter of Skywalker and you're focusing her only on one deck, the Scout deck, which is fine. So you have to get an Endor to get that extra icon. The next part about drawing destiny to make a character target power minus when game text canceled is cool. I think because it has to be above ability, it's going to be hard to consistently hit with that. So I feel like you're probably going to be using that on things like Forlom, because his ability is 0, Forlom with Blaster, to turn off hit.
Yeah.
You initiate battle before he can cancel one of your character's game text. You cancel his and make him power. I think power is 0 then, because I think he was power 2. Other than that, like I guess you could try to like turn off Tarkin's game text, or there's a few others that could be good. But anyway, yeah, I think a B is right for her.
Yeah, I agree. Our first B. All right, now we are moving on to the virtual really bad Leia, but she's been remade.
Yeah.
So she's deploy 3, forfeit 5, power 3, ability 4. While at opponent's galactic senate, Leia's game text may not be canceled and may lose 1 force to place Leia and any character present out of play. Interesting, a little like suicide bomber. During battle, may cancel game text of a leader of ability less than 5 with Leia for remainder of turn.
Tarkin, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple others. But yeah, no, I think she's a C, I think. Because you'll see later there's a better Senate Leia coming from a later virtual set. This one's a VSET 0, so this was from imported from the Legacy era virtuals. This is their first attempt to make a like Senate version of Leia. I guess I don't know. Senate is very broken in Decipher cards only. I think it's kind of cut down to size and open. So I don't know how good it is to just have her like pull another senator off of the Senate or something. But yeah, I'm gonna go with C on that one.
Yeah, I agree. Not that interesting. All right, next we have Princess Leia, who's the virtualized Cloud City 1, power 3, ability 4. Leia's deploy cost may not be modified by opponent. Adds 1 battle destiny with Han or Vader. Okay, may move as a react, same site as an Imperial. Once per turn, may download Leia or of Alderaan or Reflections, and attrition less than 4.
Yeah, I like her. I like her because she's kind of giving you an alternative to Leia with Blaster, because she's giving you that destiny with Han, which means that she's somebody you're going to consider for a Super Falcon or any kind of like thing like that with Han. And then can't be modified by opponents. So things like what is that? The Yoda one, Bad Feeling Have I, doesn't affect her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, reacting wherever there's an Imperial is cool. And then downloading Leia of Alderaan, there's a virtual Leia of Alderaan which does some different stuff. So you can pull that out in open. So I kind of feel like an A on her because she just seems generally very good.
And kind of versatile.
Yeah, pretty versatile, and because she can take the place of a Leia with Blaster and give you the immunity to attrition with Han, or immunity in general, but you run her with Han.
All right, now we are moving on to our final 3 here. We have better Senate Leia. So there's a deploy 3, forfeit 6, ability 3, power 3, ability 3. Agenda, rebellion, may not be choked, gains Republic icon, Galactic Senate, draws 1 battle destiny of not able to otherwise. If with an Imperial leader, may add 1 destiny to total power or attrition instead. Diplomatic immunity of less than 3. She seems good for Senate stuff. I actually don't know what the agenda. I just hate the Senate. It's lame.
I guess I'd put her at a B just because it seems like the definition of a situational card. And I don't think, again, that Senate deck is quite good enough to make it an A in open. But I think she's kind of cool.
Right.
Yeah. Immunity to being choked is such a funny piece of game text. So yeah, because Vader, he knows that she's his daughter, or she learns at some point, so he can't choke her.
Okay. I'm not super passionate about one way or the other.
Yeah.
So all right. Next we have which Leia?
General Leia Organa. Resistance Leia, sequel trilogy.
Okay, here we are. This is, wow, she's pretty beefy. Power 4, ability 5. She's deploy 4, cost or forfeit 8. While at a war room or battleground, game text of Admiral's orders is canceled, and whenever you initiate or wherever you initiate a battle with resistance character, retrieve 1 force, 2 initiate against a force first order character, immune to attrition less than 4. This seems kind of fun.
She's very good, I think. I don't, again, Kevin, we don't want to open that well. I almost want to put her in S tier, but because she's resistant and only goes into certain decks, I think I'd go A. But I know that the ability to turn off an Admiral's Order is big enough that it can kind of warp the entire meta around her. Because not, so you can't run Admiral's Order. So there's a lot of really good dark side ones. It just like blanks all of those. And then whenever you're initiating a battle anywhere with a resistance character, you're retrieving 1 force, and 2 if it's a first order character. It's kind of like a little bit like a scum and villainy kind of situation. That's you can build a whole thing around her. She seems very good to me.
Yeah, I agree there.
This is the by the way, this is the alternate image version of her, which I think is a decent rep. Is it an action figure? I'm not really sure, but like a decent look of the older Carrie Fisher, Leia.
All right, we're on to our last one here, Steve, which is the virtualized prisoner one.
Mm-hmm.
Let me read her text quick. I'm not quite sure what she does.
Mm-hmm.
Really expensive. Deploy 6, forfeit 6 while on Death Star, even though in prison. Force drain +1, where you have a rebel stormtrooper. So maybe pairing that with the
the TK-442 virtual.
Leia may not be transferred. Moves using land speed for free. Draws 1 battle destiny if not able to otherwise, and our game text may not be canceled.
So I think this goes with the virtual version of Rescue the Princess, which is it's a totally different kind of deck. Basically, it's about like being evasive on the Death Star rather than trying to get her to Yavin 4. So moving for free is cool. You can do some interesting things with that, but I don't know. I don't think that deck is all that good still. So I'm kind of feeling at most a B on her.
Yeah, I think it's I don't know. It just feels very situational.
Mm-hmm.
What specific? I mean, literally, B is situational. So let's just stick with that. But
getting your force drain +1, so you don't even have to get her out of jail to get the force drain +1. That's kind of cool. So yeah, I think a B on her.
All right, this is our final list. I'm just going to zoom out so people can take a look at what is on our final list.
A lot of C's. A lot of C's.
Yeah, a lot of like clustering at the top and the bottom.
Right.
And I mean, even a lot of the C's could be D's.
Yeah.
And so I think it's interesting how the game text, it's like a lot of them, she's a 3/4, 3/4, 3/4. She doesn't really do a whole lot. Same thing with Han, right? They're characters, they're somewhat interesting, but they're not like incredibly innovative game text or anything happening here.
Well, she's a fan favorite character. So Decipher and wanted to release a copy of her in basically every single expansion set, and she's like a main, like the plot turns on her a lot in the movies. There's a lot of different like guises you can put her in, prisoner, leader, scout, all these different things. So I guess that's why they tried a lot of different concepts with her. But yeah, in the end, it really is just only a couple that are really good.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Also, I think that the lack of, I think it's good to have female characters. It's like not a lot in the movies, right? And so I think that's another inclination to have all these different personas.
Yes.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for today. Steve, thanks for hanging out. We'll probably do some more of these. I can't even remember who we've left. I don't know, Lando, Chewie, Star Wars.
Bounty Hunters, that'd be fun.
Bounty Hunters.
Yeah.
Really, the sky's the limit here.
Sure.
As much as you guys want to listen to us. So thanks for hanging out. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the Retro League if you're interested in playing more. GEM's free and a great resource. But we're going to call it there and see you later.
Mm-hmm.